Hey there, I have another tip for Team Parent, and that is the recordings, the CDs. So you got the CD, put it in, whatever you're playing it in, and you quickly realize that it's all listed by track number, and there are no names, and that's okay, except that it says Suzuki Parent. You have no idea what the songs are supposed to sound like, what they're called, so it makes it very difficult for you as a parent. And just being realistic, you're not going to sit there every day and scroll through every single number trying to figure out what's what. I mean, you just don't have an hour in a day just trying to figure it out. So I'm here to help. If you have this version of the CD in the case, if you look on the back, true to CDs, it has a list of the pieces and the track numbers. So the bold track numbers here, that's where you have the violin and the piano together. And then over here on this side, that would be the piano only recording. So you can look in the back if you have the actual CD. Now most people are now buying the book CD combination. So if you have this little symbol on the top, CD included, you know the CD came with it. Great, but how do you figure out the tracks? This is actually book 7. So don't start writing down track names and piece names. Again, on the contents page, you come down here and it lists the pieces. Okay, so the Mozart Minuet is the first piece here. Okay, and if you follow it straight over, it gives you a track number. At the top of the page says track numbers. Okay, so that would be track 1. And that's for the violin and the piano. However, I think this is a super big fail on the Suzuki organizing part here. Down at the bottom, it tells you that the piano accompaniments start with this track. Great, but if you have multiple movements to a piece, it's so much harder for parents to figure out which track goes with what, and there's no list. So I mean, really, was it that much harder to write out the list for the piano tracks too? The other thing is in Suzuki Violin Book 1, I teach French folk song and Bohemian folk song. However, those are actually found in the viola book. So French folk song, not going to find it on the Suzuki Violin recording. It's also, I teach it in the key of A. In the viola book you can find it, but it's in the key of D, so you don't want to do that. In the section below in this video, I will link on my website. I have a recording of French folk song in A major for violin and piano, and then I also have the sheet music for the violin part as well as the piano accompaniment, so you can find that. Bohemian folk song. I do teach this in the key that you find in the viola book, so it's perfectly fine to listen to the viola recording. Now, you don't need to buy the viola CD, but you can go online on Amazon and download just the Bohemian folk song track from Suzuki Viola Book 1, and the track number for that is 18. Now, if you do the digital download, I'm pretty sure it's going to say Bohemian folk song on it, so that'll make your life a little bit easier. There is no just piano accompaniment for the viola book. And my last tip is with the CDs, if you prefer to get the CD because you can kind of easily take that back and forth between the house and the car, that's fine. I find that most families these days are doing most of their listening in the car. If you, I mean, obviously you're not going to be able to drive and read the track numbers, but if you want to make a quick list, you can just write the track numbers for the pieces that you should be listening to right now on a Post-it note and stick it somewhere in the car, in the visor, the center console, on the steering wheel, whatever, and then just use that as a guide if that's a helpful tip. My other helpful tip is if you're using a CD, people are having a really hard time finding CD players right now. You can actually play it in your DVD or Blu-ray player at home. So I hope that helps you. I will list in the box thingy below a complete list of the piece names, the track for Suzuki Violin Book 1, the track that you can find the violin and the piano part on, as well as just the piano only. And there's one other thing. What am I forgetting? Oh, in Suzuki Violin Book 1, there is an introduction given for both the violin and piano part, as well as just the piano only. And you're not going to find that on other instruments, like cello. So I hope that answers all of your questions about the track. Again, check the section below this video when I post it on YouTube, and I'll have a list of all the pieces and their track numbers. Thanks for watching.